It's very hard because it is personal, you know. I always say to people, you know, we all go to the movies and we all, you know, somebody will walk onto the screen and we go, we like that person, we don't like that person. And dance is no different, you know. And years ago when I was dancing, and I had this brilliant director who's now Sir Peter Wright, he's still alive, he's in nearly 90s, 2 years away from that. And I used to, when I first started doing my first performance, you know, I'd be the prince in Swan Lake for the first time, you know, or did I do the steps right, did I partner, did I do this? And the first thing he'd come back and go, your eyebrows look awful. You've got to do something with your eyebrows. You know, the way you've put the makeup on, it doesn't look right, you know. And of course, I'm like that. Now I hear myself, you know, look at somebody's hair, you know, oh God, that hair looks horrible. And of course, because that's the first thing you see. So that's interesting. So that's a part of it. But then the great dance, and I mean, it all comes down, I mean, for classical ballet, a great technique, you know, of course, is so important. Then there's musicality for me is a huge problem. And then I just want them to dance, you know, and particularly with the Royal Ballet, it's dance and be able to, generally tell a story. I mean, we do abstract work as well, but it's very important that they're natural on stage. We have a very natural way of performing in the company, so I would say, without being, not to put anybody down, but we're very different from the Russian style of dancing, where it is very sort of, exaggerated is probably the wrong word, but just very formal, the way they present, the way they mime, all of that. We try as much as you can. You're wearing tights and your girls are wearing point shoes, but we try and be as naturalistic as possible. And that's what I love about our company. But then a dancer has to have all those, the technique, the musicality, the naturalistic acting abilities, and then something else. I suppose it's that knowledge. I mean, I was a dancer for 16 years and I was on stage a lot. I danced a lot, I toured a lot. And so I did, you know, and I danced many countries, danced in many galas as well. I was with the same company all that time, but it changed quite a lot in those years. And then also going across and guesting with other companies. And then, so all that knowledge, I love theatre, I love movies, I love art, though I don't go as much as to any of it as much as I'd want to. But I do. I've always been like that from say I was 16. Always wanted to see as much as possible. Always curious, you know. And I love crappy television as well, you know. But all of those things to put together, I think I'm curious. And I always say that when people ask me, it's the best thing. Always be curious and wonder what's going on there, what's that about. And I think that all that then gives me, hopefully, the knowledge to then be able to say yes, and especially for the Royal Ballet to say, I can spot a good dancer sometimes, and I go, God, they're a brilliant dancer, but they wouldn't be right for us. And that's just something, I suppose, having nearly, you know, it makes me sound like an old man, but I have been 1977, so I'm nearly, when I went to the Royal Ballet School, so it's nearly 40 years, you know, so it's a bit crazy, you know.